if we want to speak about what can transmigrate, is the spirit. Now,
Got that.
but the spirit is a construct. It's not it's not a single entity. It's a construct that has in it the strong connection between soul, ruach or ghost, and spirit. So one can say that in order for the spirit to be full-fledged, she needs the connection, the right connections. It's like the head needs the right connection to the body. So we can say that ghost and soul are the body, meaning the expression of the will of the spirit. Okay. We're saying that our work is actually allowing some sort of transmutation of matter, which is like the gold, the silver, meaning the will to receive, the longing for the higher, for the presence of the higher, which is the silver, the meeting point between them. So all that becomes the dress of, meaning that which the body of the spirit can express itself. So whatever relates to the expression of the soul, of the corporal, is actually dissolving as a power into the next clay of forming a new person. But the parts of the soul, meaning the parts that our corporal life managed to dedicate, the consciousness of our existence that was able to dedicate itself to the journey and to the plight of the spirit, is sort of becomes part of the spirit. So there are different, you can say, different destinies to the soul of soul, which holds the corporal existence, and the soul as a consciousness that ties itself to the spirit. This is why it takes 9 months in the grave to separate. Sort of, it's like, see, death is like we've been eaten by a bigger force, and it's sorts us into the different ingredients. Those who will move into custodian, those who will stay as a maintenance for the next life, and those who will be expendable. There are 3 levels. So the body, the matter is expendable, and that's the body is an expression of a soul of soul. This is what we call the power of existence. But everything else it's like when I eat, I don't know, bread, there is in it something that will be a refuse, something that will be used as energy to sustain my activities and my existence, and part that will go into custodian into the future build of something. Okay.
So I want to again apologize because I think you're being very clear. I think the hardest part about learning is when I've learned something else and it's interfering with what you're saying, and I can't just listen to you. I'm also thinking of these other things. So I apologize, but I want to understand.
Well, part of our learning is unlearning. Absolutely.
Yes, no question. There's an old Peanuts cartoon about this. So,
okay.
So if I have memories of previous lives, what is that from? Is that, am I remembering my soul's, or I'm remembering my body's experience from a different time?
Well, it depends, but mostly it's the memory from the high parts of your soul, the parts that are connected to the ghost and has some relation, even far, to the spirit. It means,
and why? Why is there that memory?
Usually, it's very functional. It's to create a more powerful urge to reform, in order not to repeat, in order not to miss, not to miss the purpose again.
Right. It seems that there's, again, this is where there's confusion for me, because one system speaks about this remembering is in the context of a corporeal light and one's midot and becoming a better person. But the other system is remembering in order to remember the urge for this true tikkun.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's actually part of what we're dealing. The sense of existence, definitely the consciousness of the light, which means the consciousness of soul, has a very strong separative, a separating power, because it created a unit of existence. It does not create a system of connection. And this is why it's so misleading, okay? Because usually we are so connected to to our senses or to our body sensation, so it sort of causes us to think about ourselves as a separated unit, okay? So when we speak about the spirit experience is never as a separate unit, and therefore there is the conflict, starts the conflict. Okay, so what parts of our existence and our self-perception from the soul is very, very different from the perception of our spirit, okay? And then there is choice. What we consider to be true reality. Actually, it's the two strategies of humanity. And this is why in Adar, before the final reformation, and after the shattering of the golden calf of Israel and of the screen, meaning the offered screen, which is Torah, is shattered as well. They're both shattered. Because they're both shattered, it means that they have very close relations. And then, what is the first remedy? To bring the consciousness of the spirit as being a unit, meaning a gathering, as the first act of reformation. If you want to hear the voice of the higher, the voice of Yod Hey, you have to gather. And this is the meaning of Vayakhel. It's the voice of it. Okay. So in order to hear the voice of the higher, we need consciousness of the spirit, of a system, of a body that comes together. And the opposite is actually the formation of the soul, of existence, as being the strategy of self-ruling, self-rule without the higher. Okay, so this is actually, and it's not only in one person. It's the true struggle and war throughout history, throughout human history, through secularity, through understanding wisdom, understanding science, understanding the need to know from two different strategies. And this is why actually the Zohar will start this parasha with speaking about Amalek. Amalek is a strategy of self-maintaining, self-fulfilling, of being Übermensch. Okay, and that is truly Western perception. Okay, we do not need something that will always judge us, will judge our morality, will judge our action, will judge our intention, because we always feel diminished in front of it. So we don't want to feel diminished, so we will be God. And that goes to the first choice of Adam in the Garden of Eden. It's a choice that we will be as God, and therefore we have good and evil. In reality, there's only one thing, and it's good. Okay? So
my granddaughter is here, sorry.
Yes, I can see she's lighting her way. She brought light, you saw?
Always.
Instinctively, she brought light.
Shem Shala Aviva. B'diuk.
Okay. So this, it is it's in ourselves the main struggle, and really it's a big war. Okay. And it's to do with the choice of what kind of a reality actually we choose. A reality which has in it partnership, and we are choosing God and the Creator to be the ruler of our reality, with us as with us in service to build a reality or a world which is in accordance to His will, or that we want to build our world according to our values, and the history of humanity actually is a demonstration of that choice. And it means that the service of Israel as a community of memory is the memory of the other option. This is what it needs to serve.
In this case, too, I think it's important that the word memory has also the sense of pointing to.
And being member specific. Of. In English, nice. It's being a member of.
Yeah.
And in Hebrew, it means more reforming oneself to be in the function of bestowal, zachar, to bestow, to be able to bestow. Yeah.
Zachar meaning male.
Yeah. So it means how all the createes as female, in one way, truly in the final formation, will be able to transform the female essence into actually bestow, meaning male presence, which the only vessel and an entity that can help us perform it and execute it is Bina, because she's both. Okay, and that's the separation of male and female is an artificial cause of the draws and the pills and the rule of the will to receive to oneself, because in reality we are a combination of male and female. Okay, each one of us. Okay, yeah. But it's a transformation of a female to allow herself to function as a male without giving up the female qualities. Okay. Okay.
It's very helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Right.